The last judge is one of the bosses you can fight at the end of Act 1 of Hollow Knight Silksong, and she is your last obstacle before opening the Grand Gate of the Citadel of Song. I gotta say, at first, this was one of the tougher fights that I had to master. Case in point, here is my first attempt at the boss and how long I lasted. There we go. That's pretty much it. Hey, not bad though. I lasted almost 11 seconds. Anyways, back to the main topic. My first tip for this fight is stay in the middle. As a rule of thumb for this fight, you want to make sure to control the arena as best as you can by staying in the middle. This avoids for a nasty situation where you are stuck against the wall and you're cornered by her flail attacks. If you get stuck to a wall, your best opportunity is to wait for her to jump and then dash under her to retake control of the arena. And if she yeets her flail at you in the corner, just hop on the walls to escape. My second tip is don't jump more than you need to. Some of her attacks are made to catch you mid-jump. You can avoid a lot of unnecessary damage if you simply dash on the floor rather than jump, especially in phase 1. My third tip is to use tools and everything that you have at your disposal. I recommend you bring any long-range tools that you are comfortable with, and I recommend that you bring Silk Spear along with you, although that is not what I did. The last judge has attacks where she is wide open for everything that's long range. It is your best opportunity to deal damage and to shorten the length of the fight. Alright, let's dive into phase 1. This phase is pretty straightforward. Dash under her towards the center of the arena when she jumps and avoid her flail attacks by dashing away from her, retaking the center when she jumps back at you again. When she throws her flail at you, you can also wait half a second when it's on the ground and jump to dodge it when it comes back at you. But in my case, I'd rather just move away from it and do the same thing every time she does any flail attack. In phase 2, things get a bit more heated. Her jump attack now has an added fire wave on the ground. What I do here is I simply hover for half a second when she lands and get 2 hits in just like this. Her spinning flail attack now creates walls of smoke that explode into fire. Stay calm, stand between the walls, and use that opportunity to deal as much damage as possible from a distance. You can do that by using spells or tools. When she throws her flail, you either dash away and wait for the explosion to be over, or you stay close to her and jump after a second. The second option gives you more opportunities to deal damage, but is harder to pull off. With phase 2, there is a new attack thrown in the mix. She now has a charge attack that is followed by flame pillars on the ground. Simply pogo on her head and land between 2 pillars. When phase 3 starts, she will do an extended version of her spin attack. Just wait for it to be over and ditch any spells or tools at your disposal if you have anything left. Once that's over, most of her fire attacks will now have an increased speed. Simply reuse the same strategies from phase 2. Once the last judge has fallen, she has one last thing in her arsenal, so make sure you step away and try not to get caught in the nasty explosion, because if you die, you'll have to redo the fight all over again. That's it for this guide. I hope it gives you all the tools you need to avoid repeating that nasty run back forever.